Hey y'all, welcome back. Jason here, Echo Nesters, and we got Shell behind the camera today.
Hello.
What's going on, y'all? So if you've been following along with us, we're super grateful. You already know this is Dirty Dolly, our 2025 Winnebago Ekko built on the Sprinter chassis. But if you're now just getting used to us, we're super grateful you stopped by, and hopefully you'll subscribe. So why are we looking at the garage? What's going on? And why are we excited about the Radius Outfitters Gearbox, basically gear cargo box? Well, we're going to get into that in just a moment. The first thing you might be picking up on if you've been following along with us is we're missing a lot of gear here. So Shell and I just got back from the Adventure Van Expo show in Lake Tahoe, and that's where our new favorite gearbox comes into play. We had an opportunity to stop by one of the booths, and we were walking by. They had a lot of cool gear there. This actually happens to be the 5500 series gearbox or storage gearbox, but they had all kinds of other stuff, which we're going to leave a link and share all that with you. When I saw that, I said, it is about time we replace Old Faithful here. Now, she was always a little flexible here, and the Velcro was never just perfect, but it was the best that we knew at the time. But when I saw this right here, I said, we've got to have that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull her on out. But before we do that, I want to share something with you. If you are a Winnebago Sprinter Ekko owner, you're already picking up on the fact that this fits perfect on the upper ledge, but it gets a little better than that, y'all. The other thing I noticed, and it was just when I went to move it down, she fits perfect there too. Now, why am I excited about that? I can get 3 of these across here, 3 across here, probably the 3000 or 3500 series up here, and all my recovery gear, all the stuff that I've just taken out is going to be really well organized. Did you like a little tongue twister there? So as I'm picking up our gearbox, one of the things that I did want to point out, besides my gloves here, is you have these leather handles. You can take a look at the stitching here. Why is this important? Why do I love it? Well, your gearboxes tend to get a little heavy. And as they get a little bit heavy, what helps with your grip strength, besides gloves, is when you actually have a really good, strong handle. And that's actual real leather there. That actually speaks to the quality of the material. And I like to say the attention to detail that Radius Outfitters has put into this. The other thing you might be picking up on right away is these corners right here. As you notice as I hit them, they're very solid, a lot different than our other bag. And we've got a little Fidlock here. Now, this is the first time I've even, well, not the first time I've used the word. I didn't know what a Fidlock was, but I'm going to share with you all. You pull down, releases the magnet. Oh, there, you close it, lid's nice and locked. Why do I like that? Well, typically these types of gearboxes or similar ones happen to have Velcro. The Velcro gets a little weird, staticky, and the clasping or the latching, if you will, is just not the same. So when I saw the attention to this and I was playing with it, I just thought that was cool. So the other thing that you're going to notice as we're lifting this up is the rigid hard top. Now, you might be also asking yourself, well, why is that important? Well, my other bag, the way the top was or is, it was very soft. It kind of took away from the experience of actually having some control when we were picking up and maneuvering it, and especially stacking them. So we would be able to stack probably 2, 3, 4 of these depending on the weight that we have in each bag, and it's going to hold up and it's going to be very solid. So again, when I was checking out the gearbox, if you will, here, those were some of the first things I was picking up on. The other thing that I noticed was the type of material. So I did a little research on this, and what they refer to this material is 1680D Cordura, and I hope I've said that word correctly. And that material has actually been around for quite a long time. I did a little research today because I want to learn more about it. It's considered a ballistic material. Believe it or not, it goes all the way back to World War II. They were using the material in different flight crew jackets, etc. Then into the 70s during the Vietnam era, a lot of the material was used. And then as the 80s rolled around, it became more available, if you will, to the public sector. But one of the things I don't want to confuse is, even though they call it a ballistic material, it's not made to deflect artillery. It's nothing like that. It was just the durability and the strength of the material. You might also notice, and I don't know if the camera will pick it up, there's a really tight, I'm going to call it like a basket weave or a box weave in there, and that adds to the strength. So when we think of gearboxes, we don't necessarily always think of them as just being what we put in our Ekkos, maybe a Class E, or Class C, Class B, etc. A lot of us are overlanders. We have another vehicle and we move a lot of gear around. We're in different terrains. We want that gear to hold up. We want our boxes to hold up. And that's kind of where the molded injected corners come in. I'm going to share with you a little bit about why I love these so much as well in just a moment when I disassemble the box. So again, as I was going through some things and learning a lot about it, I was very impressed that this company took the time to really do some research and pick the 1680D Cordura material. It's been around a long time. Give you some examples. It's used in military gear. It's used in camping gear. A lot of canoe covers and canvas covers are used to it because of its durability and strength. Now, just as I spin it around, you'll notice that the pockets are expandable. They hold quite a bit. I've got a pretty big, heavy set of gloves here that I use for our recovery. I've got a flashlight. Got just a lot of miscellaneous things going on in here. So again, the expansion of these, the strength of them, I'm ripping on that pretty good there. Tells me a little bit about the quality, and again, why, well, I'm really liking the Radius product here. So let's open it up for just a moment here. As we open up the lid and we release, let's call it the Fidlock, you're going to notice that there is a hinging system, but it's Velcro. It's actually really strong Velcro. It can be removed. The nice thing is, let's say you've removed it, it actually sits as a nice little platform underneath here. Because again, sometimes we're out and about and we need to protect some things, or we just want to keep things a little bit more organized. So I actually like that feature. But the other thing, well, I'll show you in a moment. Let's just keep her on there for just a moment. The other thing that I really like is, well, not just this little plastic tool here, and yes, it's the tool, is that the dividers that you see in here, and boy howdy, we've got to do some more organization here. The dividers that you have in here, the Velcro attachments, and I'm pulling pretty strong on that, they're very, very well secured. So where does this little tool come into play? Let's move the blower out of here. Let's say that I want to adjust and or reconfigure my box based on my new needs, current needs, etc. I'll slip that tool right in between. I'll release the Velcro, slip it in between and release the Velcro. I can pull it right out. The reason that is, I think this tool is genius, is if you can kind of zoom in on there, that's some strong Velcro there. I'm going to just slide her back in just to give you guys an idea of strength. She's locked in. I'm going to just use the tool. Without the tool, it's going to be tough to get it out. So that gives you an idea that depending on what you're going to be storing in your gearbox, let's say that you happen to not be into camping, adventuring, overlanding, and you're just looking for a good gearbox for your tools, maybe in the construction industry or maybe the hospitality industry, and you're out and you're traveling with particular wine bottles or different glassware that needs to be protected, you can order more dividers. You can secure them inside. You're not going to really hear them clank around. I'm going to tell you right now, whoa, that just fell off almost on Michelle's foot. Sorry about that, y'all. But see, there's no editing this. This is just straight out the box, as they say. So I actually like that feature because one of the things that does kind of annoy me, you get enough road noise going down the road and you start putting your gear in here and there's tools and clasp and all kinds of things. You really don't want to hear all that bang around. I almost feel like this thing is, I'm not going to say soundproof, but it isolates noise quite a bit. So what I would like to do really quickly, and I'll make it fast, is show you how it's going to be shipped to you, because you may be looking at this going, that's a big bulky box to ship. I mean, what's going to happen to it in transit, etc. I'm just going to pull out a lot of our gear. And for those that are paying attention, don't judge me on my organization right now. Again, I know what I got going on here and why I got it going on, but sometimes it looks chaotic to others. I do. Actually, we're making a pretty big pile. That doesn't look like it fits in here. Some fly fishing stuff, some more tools, etc. I think we got some more goodies in one of these. There we go. Flashlights, gloves. And I think we got a little tool down in here. I shouldn't say I think, I know, because I know how I stow my gear. So let's say that this has been shipped to you. How's it going to arrive? Let's see. We'll release these. As you can see, it's really important to use this tool. What you're going to notice, there's these molded injected corners. I'm going to go ahead and move the lid here for a moment. Let's say, actually, as I'm going to, let's say, disassemble this to show you how it's packed, the reverse side is going to be very apparent here in a moment. So we pull our corners, just like that. She folds down. And of course, yours won't come all used and looking like mine. Oh, there's another tool. I told you guys, this thing holds everything. So when it gets shipped to you, it's going to be shipped flat. One thing is that helps save on freight costs, and it also conserves that, well, I'd say saves on the fact that if this box was fully assembled and shipped, it'd probably get damaged in shipping, or there'd be a lot of expense and transporting it because of the type of box. So you're basically going to have it arrive, so to speak, like this. You're going to take it out of the box, and the reverse action that you're going to see right here, or assembly is what I should say, is going to be pretty straightforward. You're just going to pull your corners out, your sides out. You're going to take, I really think these are genius right here, Michelle. You guys just take a look at the corners there. They're injection molded. It's kind of how I would describe them. So you just put her right into her place, locks right in. It's going to slide right in, locks like so, lock them in, and she's really stable. Now, the dividers, again, you're hearing this crazy strong Velcro here. When you get the dividers, the nice thing is, let's say that you don't have enough dividers. You want more. You can order these separately. I believe you get like 3 of them for around 15 bucks, plus minus. We'll leave a little link for that. The Velcro is really strong, as you can see. You're going to lock them into place just the way that you like them. I'm not going to spend too much time on this real quick. I'm just going to put them where I like them. And as you might also be picking up, I'm not the nicest to product. It's either going to hold up and it's going to do its job, or I'm going to prove the fact that it's not. So as you see, I'm literally not being kind to this box, and this box is held up well for me. We're going to need the tool again, y'all. So there we go. So you use the tool, you get her all organized, she's back in, and let's say you've got some extras and you're not going to use them, you just drop them back in the bottom. I do want to point out a really cool feature here. Let's say that you happen to be using a particular rig that's maybe your part-time weekender rig, and maybe it's a minivan or a converted van, and your vehicle has a carpeted floor. Well, they were pretty genius here. They actually have some Velcro strips here. I like to think of these as some friction pieces here. It's going to keep it from sliding, especially on carpet. So it's just another feature that I picked up on. I was like, I wonder what those are for. I did a little research, and all of a sudden I started thinking, I said, man, if that was on some carpet or a different type of material, it's going to grab. Now, why would that be important? I think that anytime you've got gear, you want it secured, you want it locked down, you don't want it sliding around. That could be a hazard, it could be dangerous to the driver and or the passengers. The other thing that I would like to point out when we got to the show that I really loved is I'm not a big fan of carrying around a bunch of different ladders and step stools and things because they take up room. And why would that be important for a guy like me? Let's bring him around here real quick, Shell. Dirty Dolly, right now, the way that we're sitting on this particular ground, if you will, she looks like she's not as tall as she is. Well, I have a bat wing awning here, and when I go to unzip this and I need to pull it around, and as I swing it around, my elevation changes where I have to get up here. The nice thing is, with my gearbox, I can go right up here and I can get a little height adjustment right there. The other thing is, you happen to have a step ladder if you need to gain access to your roof. You can see right there, I'm 185 pounds, and just stepped off of it, but because I'm used to doing that. But now I have a little step stool. So that's probably not the reason you particularly want to buy one, but it is an added feature, something that I really appreciate. And it just adds to the strength and durability of the box. So just to kind of recap here, if you're kind of looking at the box, you got the leather handles, generous stitching, nice generous pockets right here. As you come across here, I love this locking mechanism. Your top is fully removable, just like that. You can adjust the interior based on your needs and the configuration you need. They're stackable. Now, earlier I shared with you they carry other boxes. This is the 5500 series. They have a 3000 series, a 3500 series, and what they call a bar buddy. The bar buddy is the 4000 series. Computer a little different, a little bit taller, and what's really nice about it, again, let's say that you're going to go to an event and you're bringing some fine wines. Maybe you're into particularly tequilas or some glassware that you don't want clanking and banging around. You want it well protected. That bar buddy is pretty cool for doing that. It'll stow well in your vehicle, especially if you're a full-timer. You have to be traveling somewhere and you pick up some specialty items for yourself or some guests or some friends. You got a place to store those. So I think we've covered everything. We've talked about the material, the durability. As you can see, I've been using the heck out of this. I finally got it to scuff right here, but it's more like, if you see what I've done with this thing, probably most people aren't going to do that. The other thing that I, again, want to point out really quickly is just paying attention to whatever bag you get is the corners and how they're going to hold up. Because when bags are stacked in vehicles like this and they're not stable and secured and your gear moves or splashes over, so to speak, you got one heck of a mess. So my hat goes off to you, Radius Outfitters. I think this was genius, and I would say if you don't have one, pick one up, give it a try. I know that they do have a satisfaction guarantee and a warranty, but it gets a little bit funner, right, Shell? Yeah. We were chatting with Tristan this morning. He's a cool fellow there. If you get him on the phone, you'll know. And I said, hey, I want to go out and tell the world about this. I love it. I've tested. I'm using the heck out of it, and I need to order more. Is there any opportunity to share with everybody? Any codes, affiliate codes, discount codes, anything? So if you use Ekko Nesters when you're ordering, there's a discount section. EKKO Nesters. You'll get 10% off, which will save you some money. In this case, you'd save about $26, $27 pre-tax, which is nice. But the savings will get you there. And the other thing is, yes, we get a small commission on that, and we're super grateful for that because small companies and businesses, we have a business ourselves. We own two. And anytime you're giving a little discount or promoting or doing something, you know, it does hit the bottom line. But they're going to offer that to us, which again helps us get out there and travel a little bit more and share some stuff with y'all. So this is the first of many that we're going to go ahead and load up here in Dirty Dolly. I'm not going to bore you with my reorganization, but I think if you got any questions, you got any thoughts, concerns, hit us up, let us know, and we'd be happy to answer those. So I think we're going to pack up. I'm going to reorganize, and we got to get back home because we got to get this back together. We might have another trip coming up. Cheers, y'all.
So keep watching our channel, subscribe so we can keep paying.
Click the button, yeah, thank you.